Alright, y'all. First off, let me start by saying I know my hair is crazy as hell right now, but I'm not cutting it until the Golden Gloves are over. April 21st, 22nd is the finals. So until my last fight, I ain't cutting my hair. So crack all you want, but I'm not seeing a barber until then. Um, we got something we got to speak about, man. There's an epidemic in battle rap right now. A disease is spreading. The disease has been existing since the genesis of battle rap and just the genesis of life. Is known as hatred. We're all guilty of it in one form or another, but in battle rap, it's just gotten pretty out of control. Nu Jerzey Twork versus Qleen Paper, man. When I saw this battle live, I thought, and I even tweeted in the venue, I was like, "Yo, all the haters hating on Twork for his performance versus Gueezy. They thought it was subpar compared to what he did versus Dougie. But I tweeted, I was like, yo, there's no way that anyone's going to be hating on him after they see the footage from what happened with him versus Qleen Paper. And before I even clicked on the battle to watch it, before I went to watch the battle, I scrolled down to the comments to see, how people would be praising Twork, what I thought they would be, finally showing props, proper respect, give it where it's due. And I was shocked to see the amount of just hating fans bashing the man for putting on a clinic, if you want to use boxing terms, putting on a clinic in his battle versus Qleen Paper. Blew my mind. Seen people writing, 2-1, if you want to argue it, but I can't see it personally, but if you want to argue it, I guess. If you say 2-1, all right, but at least you're not saying 3-0. But there was so many people that you scroll down the comments and saying 3-0 for Qleen Paper. It just is mind-boggling how people can actually have a 30 for Qleen. Like, it just makes no sense to me. So we just got to talk about this, man. We got to really break this down because it's just crazy. First off, this battle, when it concluded, Qleen was 100% respectful, and you know what I'm saying, he gave his props to Twork for the work, for the twerk that Twork put in. You know what I'm saying? In his interviews, he acknowledged that, Nu Jerzey Twork did his thing. He obviously knows he fucked up bad with that loaded Lux worthy choke. And at the very end of the battle, after Twork did his strapped in part, Qleen even was saying, like, you could see it's on the footage. He pushed Twork, in a respectful way. Like, you push someone when the bar is hot. He pushed him after he said, it makes me do the salsa or whatever. And he even said, like, 3 or 4 times, like, he going to work. He's going to work. Like, he acknowledged he's going to work. He putting in work right now. Like, how are people such biased fans that they still want to say that he won, even when he's acknowledging that he pretty much took the L? Let's be real here. It's not like it's like a DNA versus Tay-Rock situation where DNA in the battle, you can see sometimes Tay-Rock was spitting and DNA was like y'all hyped off of that. He didn't even say nothing. You know what I'm saying? He didn't, say it like that, but he had that face like, all right. And I remember I interviewed him right after that battle, and he was like, yo, bro, it was crazy in the building. They love rock on smack. But let's see what happens when the footage drops. And sure enough, when the footage dropped, you could see there was clear gas. It was a big room, you know what I'm saying? A big room battle versus a medium-sized room battle, you know what I'm saying? So it was a different environment. The gas level's different in a bigger space as opposed to a smaller space. But regardless, this wasn't one of those situations. What happened in the battle, live, translated, my personal opinion, and I feel like anyone who has, decent eyesight, the what happened in the building translated on camera. Like, I don't see how you could argue it the other way. The big problem with this battle is just the fans. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of fans out there who are just too biased to give anyone who's not their favorite a fair shake. Period. You know what I'm saying? There are some people who go in just want to see a good battle, see a good fight, and they'll judge it accordingly. But there's some people who are just so narrow-minded, and it's just a lot of, and the thing is also, it's a lot of fans who are just so in love with the OGs, so to speak, the originators of on-camera battle rap, that they can't stand to see them not live up to that iconic fantasy image that they have of them from the olden days. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you'll be in battles and you'll, in live or on camera, and you'll hear a vet say something that honestly, if you really listen to it and you break it down, or you don't even have to break it down because it wasn't complex at all, a basic bar, with a decent punch, and they just be like, "Oh my God, that was the craziest shit," and then you'll have the new school cat say something complex, somewhat overhead or whatever the case on that you have to take a second to think about, and then you'll be like, "Yo, that joint was trash," blah 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 blah. I'm like, it's just really bad. You know what I'm saying? People they need to get comfortable with the fact that battle rap is changing, that there are a whole bunch of new school cats coming in who are, in all honesty, and this is true to anything in life, as time goes on, there's a new school wave that's going to take over what the old school did. Always show praise and pay homage to what the originators did, but at the end of the day, there's a reason for a new wave coming in, and there's a reason that bars have gotten more complex, and honestly, wordplay, schemes, punchline setups, delivery, all that has gotten better as battle rap has evolved. If you, like, real shit, people might crucify me for this, but if you took Nu Jerzey Twork, if you took, I would say Av, but with all the thievery allegations and honestly, shit looking kind of guilty, but if you took Nu Jerzey Twork, if you took T-Top, if you took Chess, you know what I'm saying, if you took Ryder, if you took Jack Boy Man, if you took so many different people from the new school, Loso, Bad News, all these dudes, if you took some of these guys from today, the way they spit today, and you put them in front of a camera back when battle rap was first being filmed on DVD, not even on the internet, bro, these dudes would be gods today, spitting the quality that they spit today. Back then, like, the bars would have been something out of this world if people heard them spitting that in a rap battle back in the day. Let's be real here, you know what I'm saying? People just have to start accepting the fact that the new school generation of battle rappers can either give their favorite battler from the old era fair competition, solid competition, potentially beat them, or just mop the floor with them. Just because a person's new doesn't mean that they cannot put the bricks on a dude who originated this shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta take the biased glasses off and just actually see the battle for what it is. It's getting out of hand. It's crazy. Qleen Paper has some dope material. You know, I'm not gonna shit on Qleen and say that he didn't come with some bars. Qleen came to battle. You know what I'm saying? I liked a lot of the stuff he said in a second, but for the people saying 3-0, battle rap back in the day, if you did so much as stutter, I pulled the Smith and Wesson, boom, right then, boom, he fucking choked. Everyone will be going nuts, crucifying you off of stuttering. Not choking, just stuttering. A choke back then was a stutter. Facts. If you stuttered back in the day, you was getting booed instantly. Now, I'm happy for the fact that battle rap has evolved to the point where fans are respectful enough to let a person, they stay pretty much quiet, let a person collect their thoughts and get their raps back. But I'm not cool with the fact that people are trying to evolve this shit to the point where it's like, we're going to be so respectful that I don't care if he choked, I still like his material better. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. Like I said before, with the Av Ored blog I just did, if a person chokes, it's like they just dropped themselves. Like, that's a boxing knockdown. You can't be like, yo, you can't be like, yo, Golovkin dropped Jacobs in, what was it, the fifth round or something? I don't remember what round it was. Golovkin dropped Jacobs in that round, but I like Jacobs the way he was, using his ring generalship, boxing and moving, using his footwork, controlling distance, shooting little counter punches. I liked his jabs, his straight right hand, his check left hook. I liked all that better. So I'm gonna negate the drop and I'm gonna say it's an even 9-9 round. Like, you can't do that bullshit. You can't. So if a person chokes, and salute to Qleen for getting it back and having a dope round. His second round was fire, but he choked. Like, I timed it. He choked for like a minute 20, like a minute 20, minute 21, like a minute 20 seconds or a minute 21 seconds, maybe a minute 19, 18, a couple second variations. Over a minute, he choked. If you're doing 2-minute rounds, he choked for over half the round. How are you going to negate that? And how are you going to actually try to argue or even have the nerve to comment, oh, nah, but he still won, though. I don't care. 30 season. The fuck out of here, man. Yo, fans are just, it's crazy. It's crazy. You can't let that type of shit slide. We just can't. That's bad. That's really bad. And one thing with the fan hatred, it's like fans want to be criticizing newcomers and, for their bars being this or that or whatever the case. Oh, that shit isn't hot. It's gas. It's people overhyping. How you going to say people in the building and the crowd overhyping shit when you got Jazz Jazz is a fair judge of battles. Yeah, like a fair judge. People crack on her in the comments for being at every single battle. She goes to more battles than anyone in the history of battle rap. But whatever, she has very seasoned ears, and Jazz is not biased. I've stood next to Jazz in numerous battles, whether it be Queen of the Ring, Smack, Trap House, you know, whatever the case. Like I've been next to Jazz in a variety of different settings, big room and small room events. And she'll dead be a person where the crowd is going crazy. Oh! And if she didn't understand what you said, she'll be like, hold up, why are they screaming? Well, and then you'll explain, and she'll be like, that wasn't that hot, okay. And she's not a person that just gas some shit. She's a person who actually listens to what you say. If the crowd goes crazy and she don't think it's hot, you'll see, like on camera, she'll chill. And if she catches something and maybe the crowd sleeps on you, see Jazz, oh, like it'll be a delayed reaction. Like if Jazz is making her Jazz face or she's going crazy, showing genuine reaction for certain bars, and Goods as well. Goods is standing right there, and Goods is people want to hate on the fuck trick. I get that nigga a shotgun for real bar, and Goods is looking instantly. That was crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not just for that bar, for a lot of other shit that Twork said and Qleen said as well. But I'm talking about Twork because people was hating on him. Goods was giving him mad props and respect. You can see those facial reactions. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna criticize these people for having whack material, being gassed, blah, 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 when they're being acknowledged as a true competitor and a threat and someone to watch by their peers? And not just their peers, by their predecessors. People that came before them are acknowledging, yo, young boy is hot. How you gonna debate that? It makes no sense. No sense. Give credit where it's due, man. Cut the hate. People want to talk about, oh, he be reaching. This shit don't connect. It's all gas. Everybody who's trying to say something that's outside of the norm, trying to be outside of the box in one way or another, reaches. You know, Twork, QP was doing the reach gesture when Twork said, you know, it was all QP until he caught a pound or some shit. Quarter pound, all right. It is a reach in a sense, but it still flows. It still connects. QP, if I live, all you niggas dying. Olive oil, I live, all you. It's still a reach in a sense. You feel what I'm saying? Excuse me. It might flow depending on how your diction is and how you say your word, olive or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, all those types of like connecting things where you break down one word into like two or three, that's all reaches at the end of the day. You can't tell me that, Twork is only reaching and then negate someone else when they do the exact same thing. That's mad bias, straight facts. One thing that really just got me like bugged out is how some fans in the comments, I remember I read this one comment, it was this one dude who said, yo, like, Twork is OD overgassed, like nobody understands him, they cheering for nothing, they cheering off of him jumping around, his energy, you know, his performance, but he's screaming, he's getting hype off of that, but nobody understands him. What? How you gonna tell me nobody understands what Twork says? All right, no disrespect to Twork. Twork's pen is fire. A1 Steak Sauce's pen is legitimate. How you gonna tell me nobody understands what Twork says? Twork is not spitting bars that you need to watch his material 5 times just to hear everything he said, and then another 5 times to start deciphering his lyrics. He doesn't do that. He spits bars where live in the building. It might take you a few seconds. Like you'll see numerous times he says whatever. Oh, the B complex niacin. That shit was crazy. And in the building, a lot of people slept on it. We were just, and you can even see with Jazz like a few times just, like delayed reaction, but you still catch it. You can catch what he says live, or you can catch what he says when you're watching in the crib. Either or, you can catch what he says. If you're telling me that nobody understands what he says, that's like T-Rex trying to say that shit to DNA. When they battled, he was like, blah, 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 something trigonometry class. And then T-Rex is like, nobody understands that shit. Nobody understands that shit. Like, you're acting like that was like some fucking Matrix coding that just dropped down the screen. You don't know what you're reading. Like, that's easy to understand. Trigonometry class, talking about guns, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyone who says you don't understand that or nobody understands that, if you don't understand that, then you should not be commenting, period. How you gonna tell me QP 2-1 or QP 3-0 because you don't understand what Twork is saying? If you don't understand what Twork is saying, then you obviously aren't a proper judge for battles. Period. How you gonna judge something if you aren't intelligent enough to catch what the person said? How, Sway? How? Explain that to me. He spits with the right amount of complexity, but not complex enough to the point where it fucks up his live performance, which is a huge factor. You want to win live in the building. If people want to say you lost on camera, at least you can say, yeah, well, I won in the building. You know what I'm saying? Or you want to spit with enough complexity and enough performance in the building so that, hey, let's say you battle someone that's just on their shit and you lose in the building, but you spit with enough complexity, enough intricacy within your bars to the point where in the crib, when people watching back at home, hey, I lost in the building, but I won at home. You want to win in both scenarios. You don't want to just win on the camera because the camera is a wider audience. This shit plays a big part in the building versus on camera. You want to win in both scenarios, in both settings. Period. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Shout out to Qleen Paper. He did his thing, but Nu Jerzey Twork, clear 3-0. My opinion. If you want to argue it, fuck out of here. I don't even want to hear it. If you want to argue it, you crazy. You riding the old wave. And if you want to say 3-0, just get off of the comments. Matter of fact, keep coming with the comments because you make this shit entertaining. Matter of fact, yo, let's check out some of these comments right now. Some of these shits is just pure comedy. Like, we got to look at these real quick. And just overall, the way Twork crafted his rounds, and especially the way he ended the battle, I just don't see how you can't give him the W. Like, his strapped in, people been saying in the comments, is the official new Averb version of a Showtime, except it's Nu Jerzey Twork's, thing, not Averb's. But it is the new Showtime regardless, but he did it intelligently. He didn't do it at the end of his first or in the middle of his second or repeated times. It was just, I'm strapped in one time to finish the battle, close the show, and he hit hard with the strapped in portion. That's the proper way to end, to close out a battle. You don't need to even, have your last thing that you say is be some like standard every end of the round slogan that you want to spit. A lot of battle rappers do that. They'll just sacrifice ending on a high note just to say their one little slogan that you really don't need to say. Like, who cares if you end it with just closing with this one line that doesn't say anything? Close on that high note of energy. Closing on, I'm strapped in, da da da. They make me do the salsa. Oh, everyone's screaming. You want me to say it again? Say it again? Nah, fuck that. Jersey. It's over, bro. You're going to take this energy. We're going to end the battle, and that's it. He closed the show. It's not, if you don't want to say flawless victory, Mortal Kombat voice. When I heard him go, I'm strapped in, I literally in my head heard, finish him. Like, I was like, yo, it's about to be a body on a body when I heard that part. He finished, he closed the show how you need to close the show.